Alright, the back half of level 2, which will start with the first half of level 2C. We find ourselves in 3 now, no opposing bidding. Alright, we have 1 spade, a heart is 2. Clubs, we appear to have 6 tricks for 8, though I'll note the suit is blocked. And diamond ace would give us 9. That seemed straightforward at a glance. 1 spade, 1 heart, 1 diamond, and 6 clubs. That would certainly be all the tricks we need. This might simply be a hand of not getting tempted to set up tricks that we don't need. For example, if we took this spade finesse, they could return a heart. The queen might get covered. And they could, either we would take with the ace of hearts, or they would force us to take the next round with the ace of hearts, and then we would lose all of our entries to the clubs. Clubs are blocked. We need to unblock them right away. So this looks like just a hand about the danger of trying to go for tricks that you don't need. And maybe in a match points world, you might try to set up spades. It kind of seems like the opponents might attack diamonds next if they get in. Maybe not. Maybe not on this auction. It seems pretty likely they would try to switch to a heart. Maybe lefty doesn't actually have much in hearts, so they didn't try to lead one. Who knows? In any case, we have all the tricks we need as long as we don't burn the ace of hearts unnecessarily. So we can win this to gain control, unblock the clubs, and now we're just good to go. I suppose we could leave the diamonds to the end in case anything exciting happens. Leave the queen of hearts here as a threat to stop someone from discarding the king of hearts. 1 diamond dropped. 2 diamonds dropped. And we had 8 diamonds. Okay. But that's because East didn't have anything good in diamonds. Alright. Alright, just it's a good warm-up for the beginning of this video. Just a quick little thing about not being greedy. Though, along with any hand that involves not getting greedy are also hands where you should consider, can you get greedy for free? Like, was it 100% safe to take the spade finesse? Like, if we had had 2 spades in dummy, I think it actually would have been totally safe to try the spade finesse just to see what happens. They would not be able to drive out both the ace of spades and the ace of hearts. And you'd have an entry, you'd have a small spade in your hand to lead to the ace of spades. But given that they could cause us a problem, we did not pursue it. I feel like the first hand of every like sub level has actually been. Maybe not. I can think of a couple. I remember I think level 1 B1 was like also like kind of a gimme. So maybe they intend to do a little warm up, confidence booster. 106 now, classic. Sure looks like a spade is the trick that we're losing, so let's see here. This lead will give us a spade trick either now or later. So 1 spade, 3 hearts is 4, 4 clubs is 8, 2 diamonds is 10. We will need 2 more tricks, and they can't really come from spades, hearts, or clubs, so we'll have to come from diamonds. So it looks like we'll have to play these diamonds for no losers. Alright, nothing we can do on this first trick, so let's just simplify this down a bit and see if they do spade and ace and a spade. Yep. Okay. So how will we tackle the diamonds? To an extent, this could look like a 2-way finesse for the queen of diamonds. If we thought East had it, we could play the ace of diamonds and lead the jack. And if we thought West had it, we could lead up to the ace-jack. The shortness in diamonds here might make that a little problematic. So if West had the queen, how many times could we actually do this finesse? We can only do it once, right? We lead 2 to the jack. And then we'd have to bang down the ace and king. So we could succeed if West had queen third or shorter. And on the right, it's actually a bit worse. We play the ace of diamonds, and we play the jack. But if that gets covered, if the jack gets covered by the queen in east, that could set up as little as 9/4 in West's hand. So 4 small cards with the 9. It could be a 4-2 split. And that would be unfortunate. I note the difference there. If we finesse against West, we don't end up leading an honor from the south hand. We play low to the jack. And so if they covered, we would still win ace, jack, and king. And 10. If they covered in the first round, we'd be totally good to go, unless it was actually a singleton queen with West. In which case we could never succeed. But with East, we have to lead the jack on the second round if we're hoping for the queen to be with East. And so that's a lot less flexible. So it looks like we pick up more combinations by hoping for West to have the queen. And a lot of the time we want to lead high cards from the short side first, so I think it looks natural that you might try ace of diamonds, lead the jack. But as I've said a few times, if you're going to lead an honor as part of your finesse, you have to be okay with that getting covered. Or at least account for the fact that it might get covered. We have no problem if West plays the queen at any point, but we could have a problem if East plays the queen. There's like a potential discovery play aspect where we try to play out some of the other suits, but that doesn't look very helpful here. Plus, we need to make sure that we do have at least one entry back to the south hand, because we might have to play the ace, run the jack, and then get an entry back to south. So you could play out some of these cards. Oh, sorry, that's in the world where we run the jack. We don't want to do that here. Here we tend to just lead up to the jack. We'll also lead an entry back to the south hand. So yeah, I suppose we could play some hearts. This is actually too dangerous, I suppose. If the finesse loses, you don't want to go down a bunch, or down more than necessary. So, like, playing out all, like, 3 rounds of hearts is kind of an unnecessary risk. I don't think you're likely to learn anything. Yeah, I'll just cut that out. Alright, low to the jack looks more promising than ace the jack. Alright, ace of diamonds. And the queen drops. Cool, and you can see that would have been a problem if we had played the ace and ran the jack. Well, I mean, it would have been a problem because we would have lost the finesse, so never mind. I was thinking about the 2-4 split. But yeah, we picked the one that had more chance to succeed. The king of diamonds good. And a diamond's good. And now we have more than enough tricks left at the end. Alright. A 2 hearts bid from righty could certainly be relevant. So I would expect them to have 6 hearts, and for West to likely have 3 in that case. Though there was no raise from West, and they would raise a lot of the time with 3 hearts. So, something to note. However, on this lead, they almost certainly have 3 hearts, because this can't be top of doubleton. We see the 2, 3, 4. So, if there's a singleton, East would have 8 hearts. And that is very, very unlikely on this auction. So 3 hearts from West and 6 from East. We have 1, 2, 3 spades. A heart is 4. 3 clubs is 7. A diamond is 8. We do just need 1 more trick. These diamonds are very strong and have a lot of possibility of setting up a trick. Also, it's odds on that the king of diamonds is with lefty on this auction, just because East is preempted. Though there are a bunch of things we could try before doing a diamond finesse. Spades could split 3-3. Clubs could also split 3-3. Or if they split 4-2, we might find out that actually, it doesn't matter who has the club. We know that we can't hold up enough in hearts to cut off the heart communication. We can hold up once in hearts, but given that we know lefty has 3 hearts, that's not going to actually prevent communication. So no particular need to hold up. Yeah, it looks like we should try for splits in the black suits before we go for the diamond finesse. We should take all the safe chances first. If the diamond finesse loses, we're not going to have a chance to try the black suits. Spades are blocked. We have to play ace, king, queen of spades. And if they split, we would have an entry in clubs, say, to get the last spade, so that's good. If they don't split, we would do king of clubs back to the ace, queen. And if the club split, we're already in the right hand. And if that also doesn't work, then we've got the diamond finesse at the end. So there's a bunch of chances, but a 36% chance, I think, for the 3-3 split, and then the 50% chance over here, so a lot of things we can try. So no hold up because it's just not going to be useful. Let us try spades. They split at least 2 each. And lefty had 4 spades. And a diamond pitch from East. Okay, now I'll try for the clubs. And lefty had 4 clubs. And another diamond pitch from East. So it looks like lefty started with 4 clubs, 4 spades, 3 hearts, and therefore just 2 diamonds. We have 8 diamonds, so they have 5. So West started with 2 diamonds, righty started with 3, and actually has thrown 2 away, which is of some interest. Though it's not quite enough for us to be able to do something like play the ace of diamonds. East could be tricky. East could be coming down to a singleton king of diamonds, but that's pretty unnecessary, given that they could be discarding hearts instead, which would be super safe. Coming down to the bare king of diamonds, it looks like an unnecessary risk to me. So it seems we should try this finesse. We have lots of solid diamonds. We can absolutely afford the jack getting covered. And in fact, that could be preferable. And we're good. And we'll actually get 12 tricks. There's actually another reason not to hold up in hearts, is it can't be helpful, and if you're in a match points contest especially, there's a chance that you're actually taking all 13 tricks on that lead, or on any lead. Because you could have 4 spades, you could have 5 clubs, the diamonds might also be working. So yeah, no need to give up a trick for free on the opening lead there. Even if you're playing imps, an over trick is typically worse than imp, and those little single imps can add up. The important thing there was just to try all the safe options before we tried the finesse. Not my recommended style of bidding on this hand, but hopefully we'll make it work. Certainly the way my partners preempt, I wouldn't be that sure they had at least one of the high hearts. Worth checking to make sure you're not missing both the ace and the king, at the very least. So we definitely have a heart loser. So we'll have to work around that. Spades look good. Diamonds look good. Clubs, we have a loser. We have a clear source of extra winners in diamonds that we could use to pitch the club. So if we could just safely draw trump without any roughs, we should be good to go. That club loser is very protected. So we don't have any concern about leading trump and that they're going to suddenly attack our club suit. That seems fine. It's nice that they're not leading diamonds now. The biggest other concern in this hand that I see, besides for a second loser, would be a diamond rough. The fact they haven't led diamonds means that they'll just reduce the chance of a diamond rough. If they had led a diamond, it easily could have been a singleton, and then if we put them into the ace of hearts, they might attack diamonds again. I would, so it just does seem to me like we should just grab this and play the hearts. It doesn't seem to matter to me terribly where we start the hearts from. So I'm just gonna grab this and start the hearts. Alright. Alright, hearts are splitting 4-1, so 2 hearts with lefty. I have to win that. The only sane way back to our hand is in diamonds. We should absolutely not be trying to... Oh, sorry, in spades, I mean. We should not be trying to rough a diamond or something silly like that. We would just get roughed. Whereas spade is a very short suit, so... should be quite a safe return. We don't even need that king of clubs. Who needs it? They got diamonds. Alright, we draw a trump, play the diamonds. This feels more like a level 1 hand to me. Yeah, there's always some level 1 hands where the whole point is just draw trumps early. I don't know if there's a more sinister danger that they're concerned about. That you might try to play diamonds right away. Given this singleton diamond, it looks like what their concern is you're going to play diamonds and try to pitch a club too fast. I'll take a look, because I'm interested to see what's their concern. This hand is all but where to win West's spade opening lead. Oh, that's not something I considered. Does that matter? Let's consider it. We won the ace of spades. Let's see, because what bad would happen if we played the king of spades? We could play a heart. They could knock out our spade to... Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see the extra danger in here. I'll actually mark this one down as a near correct. I didn't see the extra danger. So it's true that if we had won with the king of spades, we'd play a heart, they would win the ace, lead back the ace of spades, and we'd be stuck in the north hand without a good way to get back to the south to draw the rest of the trump. Yeah, not a concern I considered, though I probably should, given that I have failed at least one hand so far in this run for not leaving myself an entry back in the trump suit. Or an side entry back somewhere else. Okay. Got that one right a little by luck. And maybe you might even think that, like, you want entries to these diamonds, so, you know, that's where you should leave the entries. But there's so many entries to the north hand that, I don't know if just, like, instinctually I consider leaving an entry to the south hand. I don't think so. I think I just didn't see a difference. But yeah, there are no side entries to the south hand. So just on principle, seeing so many entries in the north, leaving an entry to the south hand just seems like a good idea on general principles. Six spades. Oh, it's some like strong 4 club bid. All right. I wonder how I would actually play 4 clubs here. They don't play 2 over 1. So this 2 club is not actually game forcing. So the 4 clubs is probably necessary just to establish a game force. And presumably to show something slammy, given that you're jumping right past 3 now. In a 2 over 1 scenario, I imagine I might play that 4 clubs as like a slammy hand with no controls in the red suits. Like everything is concentrated in the black suits. But not sure that partner and I have a very strong agreement. Okay, 6 spades, and these spades look a little bit raggedy. We're missing the king-queen. We're also missing, like, the 8, which could be relevant. Looks like playing spades for 1 loser will be the name of the game. Hearts, we're good to go. Clubs, good to go. Diamonds, good to go. So this does look like we're just going to have to play the spades intelligently. The general idea... missing the king-queen would be to finesse through east twice. And as long as they have one of the honors, then typically you're good to go. You lose 1 to west, but then you capture easts. And if east has both, that's fine. They split them, and you capture one with the ace, and you let them win the other one. The lack of, say, the 8 of spades means that leading the jack could be a bit problematic. If it goes, let's say, Jack, King, Ace, and then lefty still has, or started with Queen fourth, they might win the Queen on the second round, and then win, say, the 8 on the fourth round. So we'd like to not lead the Jack if we could. Yeah, it's problematic when East has a singleton honor. If lefty has a singleton honor, and we led the Jack, so Jack, low, low, and they win with on the left. We have a similar problem, right, where we run the 9 next and they cover with the ace. Yeah, I'm not sure if we can actually sanely pick up a singleton honor on the left. Playing ace first is a terrible idea, because you'd lose to lots of normal combinations that are 3-2. So it looks like, given that we have enough entries to the north hand, we should start by playing the 5 of spades to the 10, not committing an honor on the first trick until late, in case East has a singleton honor. Doing that means we have to get back to the north hand to finesse again later, but that looks totally fine. We've got entries in clubs and hearts. The club entry could be a touch dangerous because we have 9 of them. So chances are we'll use the King of Hearts now and the Queen of Hearts later as our 2 entries. But that seems like what I would like to do. Could I actually pick up 5-0 in either hand? Definitely not 5-0 with lefty because they would win the King-Queen. 5-0 with righty. We play low, low 10 and they show out. I think we would have no chance at that point. Okay. Yeah, that's the kind of thing we're looking for. Singleton honor from East. But when we capture it, West has 3 cards left. We also have like the next 3 highest spades beyond the Queen. So they're not going to win anything except the Queen. If our Jack had gotten captured by that King, West would end up winning an 8 of spades at the end. All right, and we do in fact have a way to go. Oh, plus they just leave that for us. Isn't that kind? All right, and then we're good to go. Yep, certainly. Yet again, for I don't know how many times we've seen it, but certainly at least a handful of times. If you're going to lead an honor for a finesse, consider what happens if it gets covered, especially if it gets covered by a singleton honor. That tends to be the failure case, where leading an honor doesn't work. Don't 3 now. We have 2 spades, nothing in hearts or clubs yet. And so many diamond tricks, but we may have a hard time getting to them. So that's nice to see 6 diamond tricks over there, but no clear entry in the north hand. The Queen of Hearts might work, but it also might not. Psychologically, a useful thing to do when you have a suit like this is to play the King of Hearts first and hope that someone covers with the ace, and then your Queen of Hearts is good to go. Like sometimes righty has the ace of hearts and they grab it when you play the king. A good defender certainly should not. They can see the potential of all those tricks, especially because you have to unblock the ace king of diamonds before you try that. Then it's incredibly obvious that you have a ton of tricks in dummy. So playing the king of hearts, hoping for them to grab the ace, should only work against very inexperienced defenders. But should you find yourself in such a field, then worth a shot. Though also, playing the King of Hearts first helps if you have something just like Ace of Hearts singleton with righty, so there is a legitimate way it could win as well. Having a backup plan wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's say we couldn't get to these diamonds, then where would we get our tricks? 2 spades, 2 diamonds is 4. We could go after 4 clubs for 8, and a heart for 9. And that doesn't rely on us getting any diamond tricks. Do we have the timing for that? It looks close, but we might. So we win this one. We unblock the Ace King of Diamonds, because that's just an intelligent thing to do in case they somehow get us in with a heart, or, heaven forbid, lead a diamond. But then we'd go after clubs next. And they could win the Ace of Clubs and knock out our spade. That would be a problem. Because we'd find ourselves with 4 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 spades, and we'd still have to set up a heart for a 9th trick. And there's just no way we could do that without them running a bunch of spades. How many tricks do they get? They would get 1 club, 1 heart, and they'd get at least 3 spades, because somebody's got 5 spades. Probably lefty. Oh, yeah, did I miss the auction on this one? Okay. No exciting bidding. So it doesn't seem like setting up clubs is something we actually have enough time for. If the defense let a heart back when we played a club, that'd be fine. But they can knock out the spades, and that's a problem. It looks like we are going to have to go after these diamonds. And yeah, the best thing I see there is to play the King of Hearts first. And if that holds, then we'll lead up to the Queen. There's maybe even something to be said for if the King of Hearts hold, ducking a heart from both hands, on the grounds that West might have grabbed the ace if they had it, and maybe you can hope for a doubleton ace with righty. But I don't know about that. Oh, actually, new idea. Combining these lines together. It's not to ruin the suspense. Let me run this trick for a sec. What can the defense actually do if we play the King of Hearts right now? So my concern about hearts. I'm sorry, this is a terrible idea. Let me unblock the diamonds first for a sec before I explain this line. Unblock the diamond and then play the King of Hearts. Let's consider what could the defense do when this happens. Our concern about diamonds is that we would have no way to get to them because East would hold up the ace to capture the queen, potentially. And the concern about doing clubs is that if we set up clubs, we won't have the timing to set up a heart trick after the spade's knocked out. But by attacking hearts now, we actually get the best of both worlds. If they take the ace of hearts and clear spades, we have an entry to the diamonds. If they don't take the ace of hearts, we're still in control. We have a heart trick in the bag, and now we can work on clubs. And that timing issue we had about not being able to get a heart trick later is gone, because we've got it. And this theme does show up a variety. I don't think you've seen it yet. Where you might be able to get 1 trick from a side suit, and either the defense takes it, and that gives you a particular option, or they don't take it, letting you have a free trick, and then it opens up some other avenue. And that looks like what's happening here. So I'm imagining they're not going to take this heart. And once that happens, now it's safe to play on clubs. Ace of clubs. They try to knock out the spade, but we have all the tricks that we need. And we don't have to go back to the diamonds. That's for fun. Let's just drop the matching diamonds on the clubs, shall we? All right. Yeah, that took a little bit for me to see. So got there by considering the possibilities and the concerns on each line. That was fun though. I like that one. We will definitely see more of that theme again. There's like one particular level 5 deal I have in mind that I think uses this theme. It's been a long time since I looked at level 5 problems. And I've never gone through all of them, but I intend to in this run. Uh, Even if it might be quite a struggle. I will try that. We'll see how far I get. I'll go through them all. We'll see when I actually go right. 4 spades. We have a spade loser, a heart loser, a club loser, potentially 2 club losers. Diamonds are good. If clubs were 3-2, only 1 club loser. But the immediate concern here looks like we could lose a spade, a heart, and 2 clubs. So we need to get rid of one of those losers. Can't get rid of the spade. Hearts, though, there's an easy way to get rid of the heart loser. Just play 2 diamonds. Straight up. Similarly, we could use the extra winner in diamonds to get rid of a club. At a glance, that strikes me as less productive, because the clubs might resolve their own loser on their own by just splitting. So pitching a club on a diamond doesn't necessarily save us a loser. It's possible clubs were just fine all along. Whereas throwing away a heart definitely fixes a loser. So especially in the match points world, pitching the heart looks a lot better. Let's see. To take full advantage of that, we would likely want to pitch the heart right away before we attack spades. Because clubs, there could be a potential club ruff. Like, if we took the ace of hearts and played a spade... I guess I can't really... I mean, barring 5-0 clubs, there could be a ruff, but... without 5-0 clubs, you play a heart, play a spade, they win, take their heart, knock out a... knock out a... put us back in dummy with a diamond. Doesn't all seem that dangerous. Though again, you might consider making sure that we have entries to the spades in our hand, which you should have on any line with the king of clubs. Though playing on clubs before all the trumps are drawn, yeah, it's like a little bit dangerous, given they have a fair few number of them. Whereas playing a second round of diamonds doesn't look particularly scary. We have 6, that would have to be a 6-1 split for the remaining ones, for that king of diamonds not to hold up. Before I embark on this line, though, I'd like to see what I haven't actually found the danger of leading a spade right away. Let's imagine they hold up for this until the second round of spades, so that we have no spades left in dummy. So they grab the ace on the second round. Cash a heart. Put us in with a diamond. Force us to play clubs back to get the last spade. Yeah, maybe the concern is just a club ruff. Like, maybe righty has all 5 clubs, and that's why a club hasn't been led. And if there's a club ruff, if we end up losing 2 clubs, we'll be very thankful not to lose a heart. And indeed, we would lose 2 clubs if clubs were 5-0. Yeah, I don't particularly see the danger they're going for, so I'm going to pitch a heart. Okay, this was a background concern of mine. Is there a point that a diamond ruff is possible, whereas like a club ruff is certainly possible as well. Actually, I don't have my probabilities open. Let me grab them. I believe the 5-0 split is a 10%. And what do I think about the 6-1 split? I think it's similar, but I think it's a bit less. Let me see. A 6-1 split is 7%. A 5-0 split, it was only 4%. Ah, is that going to be the point of this hand, actually? That the 6-1 split in diamonds is actually more dangerous than the 5-0 split in clubs. Oh, maybe that is the point. So obviously we're down on this hand because we've lost 2 tricks already, and we're going to lose a spade in the club. So let's just restart. Oh yeah, is this hand actually that fiddly about the splits? Maybe. So my other line was, we don't try to get rid of the heart loser. Because whether we get rid of a heart or a club is fine. I said that getting rid of the heart loser is certainly beneficial from a match points perspective, because the clubs might solve themselves on a normal day. But if we are trying to find the absolute safest line to secure the contract, maybe we should be worried about that diamond split. We take that, they take their heart. Club. Safest thing to do would be to not take this. In case there was some rough, you don't want to get your honor roughed. But if there was a club rough, they might have let a club. Okay. That all seems fine, and then indeed we would pitch a club and lose a club at the end. And the spades are good for us. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Is that what they have in mind? Just the difference between a 5-0 split versus a 6-1 split? The opposing bidding didn't particularly alert us to anything like that. A club shift would not be welcome. Yeah, true. As I said, we would not want to. Yeah, we don't want them winning clubs at any point if we can help it. Not that I ever really considered ducking the first heart. It seems tempting to catch the ace. It does. It does. Yeah, a needless risk. Defense may be positioned to rough a second diamond trick. That's true. They might be. They might be. The chance of being defeated this way is slim, but no need to take the risk. As I say, a 6-1 split is 7%. They say just draw a trump right away. Welcome to Cash a Heart Trick. Draw the outstanding trumps. Discard a club loser. Sure. A deceptively simple hand. Okay, so they don't really go into the percentages here. They basically just say, hey, your Diamond King might get roughed. And that's true, but we are really comparing it against the chance that there's like a club problem. Yeah, I would like a little bit more detail there. Because there is certainly a concern about like, getting a club rough after, like maybe righty has 5 clubs. But yeah, I agree at least on principle here that the 5-0 split is less likely than the 6-1 split. So that's an interesting one to point out. I'll kind of stare at these probabilities a bit. Oh, I see. I said the 5-0 split was 10%. There's a 4-0 split that's 10%. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, 5-0, quite unlikely. All right, I'll put it in the wrong column. Four hearts. A potential heart loser, spade loser, diamond loser, and club loser. So we'd like to get rid of one of those. In hearts, we would finesse. In spades, it doesn't really seem like there's a way of getting rid of that loser. In diamonds, we could finesse. And similarly, in clubs, there's not really a way of getting rid of that loser. There won't be any extra winners in dummy. It's true that spades could split, but we are very entry starved, so we'd never be able to use the spades. And speaking of entries, it looks like this ace of spades that we are presumably about to take is our first and only entry to dummy. Which means that we'll have to pick between the red finesses which one we want to take. We saw a hand very similar to this earlier. Quite similar. Where again, it was a choice between taking 2 finesses because you only had 1 entry to dummy. This hand looks like it's going to have the same solution. The diamond finesse is a finesse we only have to take once. As long as East has the king, diamond finesse, we do it once, and it's done. We're good to go. The heart finesse, we are able to take it multiple times. You know, we run the queen. If it's not covered, we could take the finesse a second time with the 2. But that might not be enough. Even though we can take the heart finesse more times, we only have to take the diamond finesse once. Whereas in hearts, you know, East could have all the remaining hearts, could have 5 hearts, and that heart finesse might not work. So the diamond finesse looks like the much better choice, because we only have to have it succeed once. Nothing in the bidding suggests one is more likely to work than the other. It is always nice to draw trump if you can, but the chance of a ruff here doesn't seem very likely. That'd have to be a first round diamond or club ruff to be a problem. Oh, I guess a second round diamond ruff could be a problem. Because we expect to lose the king of hearts if we take the diamond finesse. And maybe whoever has the king of hearts is in a position to give a ruff. But that would involve the king of hearts being exactly Doubleton, and that person having a lot of diamonds. How many diamonds? 7? That'd be a 7-1 split. Not very likely. As we've learned, a 6-1 split is 7%. I imagine a 7-1 split is probably like 3 or less. It's 3. Yeah, 3% chance for 7-1 split. I'll risk it. We gain more than 3% taking the diamond finesse than taking the heart finesse. Right, diamond finesse works. Now that we should have all the tricks we need, we just need to make sure we take them as safely as possible. Ace of hearts first is definitely the right choice. Actually, dropping the queen is probably the most intelligent thing to do, so that we can ensure that we stay in this hand if they don't cover. They could otherwise leave us in dummy and force us to get back in one of the suits and cause a ruff or something. I don't know. Alright. East had 4 hearts to the king, which means we would not have been able to take the heart finesse enough times. Draw those trump. Draw the trump. Trump or gun. I'll play some more for fun. To take our 10 tricks. Alrighty. Two no, 3 no. So we have, and again, no, bidding, cool. We have 3 spades, 2 hearts is 5, 2 clubs is 7, a diamond is 8. Just need 1 more trick. And a couple options, so not spades or hearts, but clubs could be 3-3. And in diamonds, we could have a double finesse. We'd have to get to dummy twice, which we could do with the clubs, and lead diamonds twice. As long as East has one of the honors, we're good to go. Can we combine these in some way? It looks like we have enough timing to duck a round of clubs first. Which might not have been true if they had let a heart. But they play a spade. We could duck a round of clubs first. This lets us... Actually, what's like the main gain there? If you took the ace of clubs, did a diamond finesse that failed, and then the king of clubs and clubs turned out to split 4-1. Well, you'd still be in a position to take your diamond finesse. It's worth pointing out that clubs we could actually succeed with even if they are 4-1, because we could actually duck a club twice. We only need 1 more trick. So even on a 4-1 club split, we'd get an extra trick. And as we've learned, the chance of a 5-0 split is 4%. That's a 96% chance that we could build up a club trick, compared to the about 75 or 74% chance of the double finesse and diamonds working. Sorry, 76% I think is right. It's like just over 75. And we have the timing to duck a club twice, right? Spade, we win, we duck a club. They attack either of our major suits where we have 2 stoppers. We duck another club. We still have a stopper in that suit. If we ducked a club and they attacked diamonds, we would just try the finesse. That should just give us tempo, nothing else. No problems, only tempo. Can we combine the club and diamond chances? Certainly if we ducked a club and clubs turned out to be 5-0, we would actually still have the timing and the entries to go do the diamond finesses afterwards. This seems great. Seems quite good. Only gonna fail when clubs are 5-0 and West has both the diamond honors. This looks like a great line. Alright, duck a club entirely. And as soon as they follow, we're good. We will duck another round, and again, we're doing this so that we have an entry to the clubs at the time when we actually want to run them. If clubs are 4-1 at the beginning, then they're 3-0 now. If we take ace king small, somebody's going to win, and we have no entry to the winning club. So we're ducking to set these up. There we go. And I guess at this point, maybe if you weren't quite paying attention, you might go, oh, hey, clubs aren't splitting. Let me take the ace and start doing diamond finesses. But, in fact, clubs are splitting just as well as we need them to. Well enough for 1 club trick. Boop. Pretend like we're going to do a diamond finesse, but then give up. There we go. You don't always need the most even split to get the tricks you need. We just needed the not worst split. A 2 spades bid from East. So I would expect 6 spades. Doesn't have to be the case, but given that our hands are quite good, it would tend to be 6 spades. That would give lefty 2, which is consistent with this lead. Righty might have 7 spades. I think in their bidding style it's unlikely, but maybe worth considering. Okay, where are our tricks? We have 4 diamonds and 2 clubs for 6. And we will need 3 more. And we won't really get any more from diamonds or clubs. Hearts can, of course, be 3 tricks. So it seems like the main thing that we're interested in is just giving ourselves enough time to set the heart tricks up and not have a bunch of spades run against us. It seems like West has Queen Doubleton, so let's say, Queen 5. And East has the ace. If we play the king right now, it'll go Queen, King, Ace, righty. Oh, actually, it might not even win the ace. Yeah, imagine if they don't, actually. Queen, King, and they let us win the king. That's actually more threatening, because now we have no spade stopper. If it goes Queen, King, Ace, and they play a spade, West will actually be out of spades. And likely our hope on this hand is that West has the ace of hearts, so that when they get in, they don't get to play spades. Because, of course, we need the hearts for tricks. If whoever has the ace of hearts has spades to run at that point, then we're dead. So we need them to either not have spades, or we need a stopper at the point where we play hearts. So yeah, if we play the king, East could duck, and now both people have spades, and we don't have a spade stopper, and that's scary. If we don't play now, if we let the queen win, then lefty will lead another spade. We could let that run around to the jack, and if that wins, then at that point at least West has no spades left, so that's good. Or maybe on the second round of spades, we could play the king. That'd be bad, because then we'd have no stopper. So yeah, playing the king and having East duck looks like a problem. We want to run lefty out of spades, so let's not make it easy for them. If East tried to clear spades by overtaking with the ace and leading a spade, we'd have two stoppers. So that, I don't think, is what they're going to do. So we'll let the queen win. And already West switches. So either West has no spades left, which works just fine for us, or West does still have a spade, but we also have a stopper against the ace now, because we have the king-jack against the ace. So we should be able to just go about taking our heart tricks. We should be careful about this ace of clubs. Somebody could win the ace of hearts on the third round, and we would have no entry to the hearts. So let's not take the ace of clubs. We don't mind blocking the clubs because realistically we're not getting any tricks down here anyways. So clubs aren't even truly blocked. And they take the ace of hearts early anyways. Try to play a spade. Oh, East did have 7 all along. Look at that. And our tricks are good to go. Looks like we have an over trick. So yeah, a couple dangers there. Not playing the king of spades on the first trick. I guess on this particular layout, yes, East would duck. And once they got into the ace of hearts, they would run the spades. And also, not taking the ace of clubs on the second trick, because it's possible we'll actually need it as an entry to the hearts. Okey-doke. 1-0, 3-0. We have 6 diamonds and 2 hearts. So 8 tricks off the bat. That's nice to see. And it sure looks like this spade is about to give us a trick. So it seems all good. There is a club concern. If East jumps up with the ace of spades right now and leads a club, there could be some danger. Nothing we can really do about them making that switch, but perhaps we can handle the switch well. So let's see. No choice from dummy. Is it going to be ace of spades? Okay. Any reason for us to pitch a winning spade? Doesn't seem like it. I like tricks. But I imagine we're getting a club switch next. Okay. So as long as we manage not to lose 4 club tricks right now, then we've got all the tricks we need. We've got 6 diamonds, we've got 2 hearts, we've got 2 spades, so 10 tricks coming. As long as we don't lose the next 4 tricks in the club suit. So what could we play? If we play the king, they win with the ace, so queen, king, ace. At that point, the jack and the 10 could be split. West might lead back to, let's say, East's jack. And that leaves us with a 9-7 in our hand. And then could lead through our 9-7 to West, who could be holding the 10-8. You give West ace 10-8, you give East queen, jack, small, and then distribute the remaining clubs as needed. So it could be an issue. If we let the queen go, East will presumably persist in clubs. Let's see what they actually persist with. Because it's always possible that West, if East has short clubs, like if East had 2 clubs, we could just duck twice and they'd have to switch. Or West would win and we'd have a positional stopper with the king. If West has short clubs, like a doubleton ace, then again, letting them just playing low gives them a chance to have to either overtake, which makes their club position weaker, and weak enough that we'll have a stopper. We're very, very close to having a stopper here. If that 7 of clubs was the 8, I think covering the king would have worked, right? Queen, king, ace. And now we have the 9-8 as a positional stopper against the Jack and 10. Yeah, if we had the 8 of clubs instead of the 7, playing the king would be 100% right. We'd be just safe. But we can imagine a world where playing the king doesn't work. Ducking now doesn't seem too problematic. East still has to play a high card next. It's worth pointing out that when you have some of these higher spots, and you have something like a positional stopper, like the king of clubs, like if West was on lead right now, they couldn't attack clubs because of the king. If we keep this king kind of threatening a positional stopper, East has to keep leading high cards. If East ever leads anything lower than the 9, we'll just cover cheaply, and West will have to win, and then we have our positional stopper intact. So I'm going to duck once. Okay, the 4 was played. Can bad things happen if we cover now? Now if it goes Jack, King, Ace, the 9-7 is actually good enough. I mean, 9 small is actually good enough. The 9 will be a positional stopper against the 10, wherever it is. So now it is safe to cover. Because now they cannot attack clubs profitably. Our 9 will win. Alright, they get 3 club tricks, but they can't get a 4th. And that's all we needed. Let's throw away winning hearts. We don't need any hearts. So yeah, interesting card combination there where choosing the right moment to cover is what was important. We saw how covering the queen might not make us safe, but covering the jack made sure that we were absolutely safe. And if they had played anything lower than the jack, lower than Jack 10, we would have just played cheaply and kept our king as a positional stopper. All right, 1-3 now. All of our points very clustered in the red suits, supported by no length in partner's hand, so that's just 5 tricks. 5 tricks in the red suits. 2 spades for 7, a club for 8. We need 1 more trick. The most obvious source of that trick is the Jack of Spades. Could finesse. But clubs could also be set up, but that would take some timing. We need to give up at least 2 club tricks. And in the time we did that, they could get hearts ready to go. And they would be able to take at least 3 more heart tricks. Sorry. I guess there's a possible world where they only get where hearts are 4-4, and they actually only get 2 hearts and 2 clubs on our way to setting up the club tricks. That's a little bit interesting. So what would that require for clubs to work down? We want clubs to be 3-2, a 68% chance. Yeah, better than 50-50 for a finesse. But we'd also need hearts to be 4-4, which is a 33% chance. And 33% of 68% is less than 50%. That gives us 23% or so in total. So it doesn't quite seem good. That said, I could absolutely duck a club on trick 2. It's not going to harm our chances with the spades. If the opponent somehow convince themselves to switch suits, that could give us the timing to set the clubs up. It's nice to be able to cash the ace of spades before taking this finesse, just in case the queen is singleton. Maybe something else worth pointing out is we could actually cash the ace and king of spades before taking this finesse. We don't mind. So, assuming we discard what I said about ducking a club, I think we have something better to do with our time, which is to cash the ace and king of spades. This is a not too uncommon sort of safety play. Cashing all of the top tricks before you take a finesse, even if doing so gives the opponents a chance to take a trick more easily. Like right now, we could grab 3 spade tricks without losing a spade if the queen was onside. If we cash the ace king, we do give a chance for the offside or for the onside queen to win the trick. But we increase our chance of dropping a doubleton queen offside. And do we mind if the queen of spade wins? Not particularly. We're going to have a second stopper in hearts after this. And they could knock out our heart, but that's fine. So why not give us the maximum chance of getting a third trick in spades? So we'd win the ace of hearts, do ace king of spades, back to our hand, in diamonds please, not in hearts, need that stopper, and then we'd lead up to the jack of spades. This does come with some risk of exposing ourselves to a bunch of spade losers. Like let's say spades were, we have 7, they have 4, spades were 4-2. We could take the ace king of spades and then find out that East had 4 spades to the queen. We could lose 2 spades. We're still going to get 8 tricks though. It's actually going to cost us that. So yeah, seems totally risk-free. Okay, to maximize our chances of getting a spade trick, let's cash 2 rounds of spades. There are actually a few things to point out about what we need for this. One is we need 3 spades down here. We have to cash the ace king, and then we need a small spade to lead up to the jack. We also need an entry back to our hand after cashing the ace king to do the finesse, and we need an entry to the north hand after all of that to take the jack of spades, in case lefty wins the queen on the 3rd round. And we do have everything we need. We've got our 3rd spade, we have our entry to the south hand, we have our entry to the north hand. So everything we need for this is intact. So ace king. But once that doesn't work, we'll take our entry back. Playing a heart now would be fatal. Very likely, so please use a diamond. And now we do our finesse. The queen was onside the whole time, but we did give ourselves a much safer chance of grabbing it. Of grabbing the spade trick. Okay, and we have our entry back to take the jack of spades. Neat. 2 rounds of diamonds to finish it off. All right, yeah, it's a fun little combination. We haven't seen that quite yet. We've seen things like cashing a single spade, a single high honor, before taking the finesse. But that was usually in a world where we couldn't afford losing any tricks at all. Here, given that we can afford to lose a trick, that's ammunition we can use. In general, if you can afford to lose a trick in a suit, there often ends up being some different way you might play it. That decreases your chance of getting the maximum number of tricks, or decreases your chance of losing no tricks, but increases your chance of getting the tricks you need. That's some very exciting bidding, for multiple reasons. West has shown 15 to 17 high card points. That could be very useful information. They do not play transfers in this system, so 2 hearts is natural and sign off. So at least 5 hearts and typically fewer than 8 high card points. Let's see where those high cards are then. The north hand has 8 high card points, and we have 15. That's 23 high card points. Lefty has 16 plus or minus 1, which would be 39 total. That gives East 1 plus or minus 1. So 0 to 2 high card points for East. That does tell us something about the King of Spades, at least. King of Spades is known to be in West's hand. That could be relevant. Let's see what we're actually up against here. We have 2 heart losers that we're probably losing right away. Clubs and diamonds are fine, so we need to make sure not to play spades for 2 losers. In which case, knowing where the King of Spades is could be quite relevant. We won't try to lead low to the queen, because that won't work. Okay, I imagine they will take 2 hearts. Oh, so what was that? Was that the Jack of Hearts? Well, there's one of East's possible 2 high card points. And we better up that. So East has potentially 1 high card point left, in which case that would be the Jack of Clubs. Or Jack of Spades. And we might quite prefer that it's the Jack of Spades. So yeah, we're going to tackle these spades for at most 2 losers. We had 9 of them to start. Oh, more. Oh, we have... Sorry, 9? 9. 7 and 2. 9. If spades are 2-2, anything we do will be fine. We'll take the ace of spades, play a spade. No matter what we do, we're just fine. But when spades are 3-1, we'll have to have a bit more care. If they're 3-1, lefty has 3. Because of the 1-no trump opening. Some people will open 1-no trump with singleton high honors, ace, king, maybe a queen. So, depending on your opponents, it's possible that West has a singleton king of spades. It's worth asking about their tendencies. I certainly would open some hands with a singleton king. Bridge-master land, I'm guessing it's not likely. So if somebody has 3 spades, I expect lefty has the 3 spades. In which case, yeah, what do our options look like? Running the queen actually sounds of some interest here. So if lefty has 3 spades, it seems like we're pretty okay. Oh, in that case, we actually have to be careful not to take the ace first. Taking the ace first is fatal when lefty has king-jack. And while East might have one of the black jacks, and it could be the Jack of Spades, West is odds-on to have either of them, because West has at least one of them, and possibly both. So, running the Queen of Spades looks quite good, though. We know lefty is the king, so we'd expect the queen to get covered, queen, king, ace. But if the queen got covered, we'd only have 1 spade loser, so that's fine. If we played the queen and they ducked, we would just play the ace next, and we would know that one of the honors would drop. Assuming East followed the first spade. If East doesn't follow, there's nothing we could have done. If lefty has all 4 spades, we can't do anything about that. But yeah, queen first looks pretty foolproof. I think this should win on anything. Even if lefty had a singleton king, it would be fine. And righty does not have all 4 spades, because lefty opened 1-no trump. So queen first looks foolproof to me. We let it go. And in particular, actually, it's foolproof because we know where the king is. It might be a very poor idea in general if we didn't know where the king is. But since we know West has the king, we'll obviously let the queen win. Just like that. Ace next. We need a safe way back. We have 6 clubs and 6 diamonds, so these look equivalent. We'll give them their last spade. And we are set. King on king. So yeah, thanks to paying attention to the auction, we knew exactly where the king of spades was and could play accordingly. In a vacuum, if you know nothing about these hands, then I would expect you would play up to the ace, and then you would try to make some guess on the way back. And as I say, you win on any 2-2 split. You'll win any... actually, anytime righty has 3 spades, I guess you're good to go. Yeah, I think the only thing you lose to by taking the ace first is king, jack, 3rd or 4th on the left. And so in general, that's quite good. But if you know where the king of spades is, then you can literally just run this queen through West. A lot of the time, leading an honor that doesn't have the other honor behind it is problematic because, like I said, queen gets covered and now we can't capture the jack. But our goal isn't to capture the jack. Our goal is to lose at most one spade trick. If you had to lose no spade tricks, I think the queen could actually still work. All right. Well, that's an easy auction, isn't it? What do we think of Seth's bidding? Seems pretty good. You would need quite a poor spade split to have a spade loser. Even if they played a club and forced you to rough on the first round, and you had the only spades for your side, like they had 7 spades, you would just need those spades to split 4-3 or 5-2. As we've learned, a 6-1 split is 7%, and a 7-0 split is like 1%. So you still have like a 92% chance of the spades being good if partner had literally no spades and they found a club lead. And then your only last danger is diamonds. And yeah, you sure hope that diamonds are going to be fine. Again, even if partner has no diamonds, diamonds still could split 4-4, which is already still like a 1/3 chance. And as soon as you give partner even 1 diamond, your chance of diamond splitting go up drastically. So yeah, seems like a good bid to me. And look, partner even has diamonds. This is great. We've got 7 diamonds. They've got 6. As long as they're not splitting worse than 4-2, we're pretty good to go. So 5-1 split or worse. The chance is 15% for 5-1, but 1% for 6-0. So about 16% chance of diamonds not splitting. So worth some concern. What could we do if diamonds weren't splitting? We could rough 1 diamond. That would be on the 3rd round of diamonds, though. And that comes with its own danger of over roughs. Though I think we have seen already hands before where we do a partial trump draw before trying to do a late round rough. If we drew 2 rounds of spades right now, somebody would have no spades. And it could be the person that has the long diamonds. Given that drawing the trump will already fail 5-1 diamonds, we might as well draw 2 rounds of trump before we check for 5-1 diamonds. Because then we have a chance of actually surviving 5-1 diamonds. So 2 rounds of trump make sure that somebody is out of trump. In this case, turns out West has 2 spades left, and East has none. Now we will poke at diamonds. Oh, actually, a new option that I see as we go here. Could we perhaps do a 2nd round diamond rough? We could pitch a diamond on hearts and do a 2nd round rough, which would be really nice because this 8 of spades is actually high. So we can't even get over roughed. And then we can also rough high to get back. That does weaken the spade position a bit. Oh, but that's fine because they only have 2 spades left. Yeah, that's even safer. Why do a 3rd round rough if we could drop a diamond and do a much safer 2nd round rough? Because that 2nd round of diamonds would have gotten trumped. All right. Luckily, I didn't see it right at the beginning, but I saw it in time. I wonder if it actually would have been better to do that earlier. Given that we can rough high, like the spades and dummy are high, we could have taken the ace king of hearts and done a 1st round diamond rough. that probably would have been even safer than what I did. So they play a spade, we play ace king of hearts, pitching a diamond, we rough a diamond right away, and now we have spade entries back to our hand too. So they did let me have this one, but it could have been played more strongly. Yeah, that's a sneaky hand. They let me get away with roughing the second round of diamonds. They didn't give me the diamond void in West's hand. I'll mark that one down as near correct because yeah, it certainly could have been improved. But they did let me have it. Okay, last one for the first half of level 2C. We are missing a heart, so a heart loser, a spade loser, a diamond loser, and a club loser. The spade loser is about to be exposed, potentially. The club loser is already exposed. The diamond loser is not. So we do have a slow diamond loser. Can't get rid of the heart loser. Presumably can't get rid of the club loser. But in diamonds, we could set up a spade trick. If we take the ace of spades and played another spade right away, we would have a spade trick set up. Or they would duck it and we would have no spade loser. Same deal. We would then need an entry to use that spade, which does exist slowly in either hearts or clubs. Maybe too slowly. We take the ace of spades, we play the jack of spades, it loses to the queen, and they play a diamond back. Now all the losers are exposed in the side suits. And we don't have a way to get to the 10 of spades to use it. However, who do you suppose has the queen of spades? Not from the auction, but from this lead. If this was actually, let's consider the auction. If this was King Doubleton, righty would have 6 spades. They may not have had a chance to bid it. It's only 6 spades to the queen 9, so they have no reason to show it. But very likely this king is from King Queen. King Queen lead is a very strong lead. King Doubleton is okay. It's a little risky if partner hasn't bid the suit. Quite good if partner has bid the suit, but risky otherwise. So very likely it's King Queen. So taking the ace of spades, it looked like that wasn't going to work on timing because we would play the jack loose of the queen, they expose the diamond loser, and we just can't get to the 10 of spades in time. We could duck this trick, and then what might they do? If they played a spade, we would take that finesse and we'd have the ace of spades ready to go. If they switch suits and knock out the diamond, for instance, we could then take the spade finesse that we expect very strongly to work, and we would have the timing to pitch a diamond. So here's another good reason for why we might duck a first trick, just for timing. Nothing they can switch to should hurt us. So the obvious diamond switch, which could have been a problem, but now by taking this finesse, so we make the spade winner, not a sure thing by ducking, whereas we could have taken the ace of spades and run a spade. But the finesse is so likely to work, and taking the ace is very likely not to work, so we'll do it this way. And we will need to play a third round of spades because we need this diamond loser gone. We have an exposed loser in hearts, diamonds, and clubs, and we can't handle them all, so we just have to get rid of it now and hope for another rough. And once that's gone, it looks like we just have a heart loser and a club loser. So better draw trump. No reason not to rough this high. We've got so many high trump. Whenever you are considering a rough, do consider if you can afford a high rough. If you can afford the high rough, just do it. Sorry, that I'm getting a little carried away. Let's not play the last trump before we knock out the clubs. When I get to the point where I would claim, actually, too many. I'm not going to put this one in the wrong column. Even though I'm losing this last trick. Like, at a table I would have claimed a while ago. If they actually want me to play it up, I would take some care. So, it says failed. I'm not putting it down as failed. We know how to take the tricks. They don't have a claim button, not my problem. Alright. Inauspicious end to level 2C part 1. But yeah, another fun example of getting the appropriate timing by ducking. It's quite similar to the case where we had something like ace third opposite 2 small, and we wanted to do a ruff. And taking ace of spades, leading a spade, would let them get the lead at an inopportune time. Whereas ducking the first round would let us ruff without them getting a lead again. Yeah, a similar feel to that. But cool. I think on this one I wrote down 1 is wrong and 2 as near correct for like a couple little issues. But all fairly solid. How many right is that then? That's 12. 12 correct. Let me put those in. And it's going all right. So, we're back next time with the second half of level 2C.